Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be devious liars and master manipulators. Well, I've got an email here from a woman who's gotten herself into a really crappy situation with a guy who happens to, I guess he lives with another girlfriend of his, and he's talking all kinds of bullshit and blowing all kinds of sunshine up her ass as to what's really going on or what may go on in the future. And this email is a good illustration of the depth to which some people allow themselves to be deceived and manipulated when they want to be loved. You may have heard me say that no one will ever do or say anything to you that you don't invite them to do. And so you're going to see that from, obviously, once I go through this email. But before we get into it, I got a good quote that I wrote I'd like to share with you. It says, "Devious people who lie and manipulate others are weak people who prey upon the naivete of people with low self-esteem and low self-worth. The user and the used both are weak and attract one another. The user does not believe they can get anyone to love the real them. They therefore prey upon those with no hope, a low self-esteem, or low self-worth because they can only get what they want by lying to and deceiving the weak with a phony image of what they want to hear. Many politicians do this with their constituents who have no hope by making them believe it's someone else's fault for their lack of success or abundance. Since people don't want to take personal responsibility for their own lives and success, they give their power away to those who prey upon their own weaknesses and fears. You must participate in your own rescue by standing up for yourself, deciding what you want, resolving to take action to obtain and manifest what you want, as well as rejecting false prophets who peddle bullshit which is never backed up by any real action or deeds." I know that one's a mouthful, but it's so appropriate for what we're talking to. Because you see this in the political arena. Politicians blow all kinds of sunshine up people's asses just to make them believe that, oh, well, this guy really cares about me, when he's really after their vote. And then once he gets in office, he's going to be signing the laws and things into law that are from the people that give him the greatest amount of campaign donations, which are other people with lots of money and not the people that elected him. That's why our Congress has an approval rating in the single digits, and over, I think it's like close to 60% of the American people think our current president just sucks ass. Those are the numbers. It is what it is. So let's get into her email. She says, "Hi Corey, I've watched many of your videos lately after my friend had a Skype session with you last week here in the UK, and he said, or they said, that you were brilliant." I don't know if it was a he or a she didn't specify. She says, "I'm very confused about a relationship," she puts in quotes here, "I have been in for 5 years. Well, the good news is, when you're confused, it means you're about to learn something." So she says, "I've been seeing a 54-year-old man. I'm 41. He has a girlfriend for 4 years, but claims they don't sleep together." Well, you've been involved with this guy for 5 years, yet this girlfriend's been in his life for 4 years. She says, "I know that's what they all say, but she is rather overweight and they only see each other on weekends, which I think is a bit odd anyway." Well, this whole situation's pretty odd if you ask me so far from what I've seen. She says, "He tells me he is confused who he wants for long term. He says the more I give him oral sex, the closer we will become." Come on, honey. I mean, come on. She says, basically, we never leave the house. And she puts never in big letters. "He sees me maybe once or twice a week for about an hour or two, in which time I have to give him oral sex." So you're basically his unpaid fluffer. And for those of you that don't know what a fluffer is, in the porno industry, a fluffer is usually the woman or a couple of women that give the male porn stars a blowjob and make sure they stay hard, so when it's time to perform for their big scene, their dick is so hard they could cut diamonds with it. She says, "We are allowed sex about once every 2 months." Well, it's like horse trading. She says, I'm very tall and very slim, and it stresses me why he doesn't want sex or to please me. Because he's a selfish fucking piece of shit. That's why. That's the honest truth. He's a user, and he's a taker, and he's a bullshit artist. He's fucking pond scum. She says, when I ask, he says I'm moaning, and no wonder he will never want me. I don't think it's moaning. You're asking for what you want, and he's telling you to take a fucking flying roll in a donut. She says, I think I'm a free prostitute. That's a fair assessment. She says, but he says it's more than that. He has swore on his children getting cancer that he never sleeps with her. Yeah, I really believe that one. She has been sleeping with another man, and he found out and cried for about 3 months, which I find odd as he says he doesn't care. Wow, you guys like are ready for Jerry Springer or Dr. Phil, man. She says, I'm not allowed to text or ring him. I just have to sit and wait for an email to say I can visit him. Oh, what a generous guy he sounds like. He doesn't even offer me a cup of tea. I literally am told to go right upstairs, and literally within 1 minute of finishing his oral sex, you keep the change, and I am told to leave as he is busy. You could find a homeless man that would treat you better than this guy. Come on. She says, he says if I stop moaning about not having sex or leaving the house, then he will see me more, but I think he's lying. You think? Duh. She says, I don't think he will ever leave her. Probably not, because he's using the shit out of her just like he's using the shit out of you. But he doesn't seem to commit to her either. He's probably blown up. Who knows what lies he's telling her. He's a pathological liar. Is this guy in politics by any chance? Is he a politician? Because this is exactly what these people are like. She says, my doctor says he is abusing me. Another fair assessment. Nearly every time I see him, he makes me cry. What do you get out of this? See, what's going on here is that at some level, this is what you feel you deserve. And more than likely, there's a good chance that this relationship is maybe like the type of relationship you might have had with a parent or both of your parents where you wanted to be loved, maybe you got abused verbally and physically, and so you grow up, this is the norm, and so you go and you attract someone right into your life that makes you feel the same shitty way that you did in childhood. She says, last week was my birthday and he didn't even ring to say happy birthday, yet says he loves me. I got a bridge to sell you. She says, I don't go out as I'm very shy and I lost my job 5 years ago through ill health. I don't have many friends and I've tried online dating and met men even worse, hence I'm reluctant to walk away. He even tells me to go out into the fields and make raunchy videos for his pleasure. I hate myself for being so weak, but I feel he is my last chance at having a husband. That piece of shit is not husband material. I'm sorry. That's fucking bottom line. He is overweight, bald, with discolored teeth from heavy smoking and drinking. Sounds like a winner. Very quiet, and he admits he is dull, so it's not like he is young and fit and shaped guy. He makes me cry by taunting me what fun they had on walks at weekends, and if I ask if we can just walk for half an hour, he says no. He should feel he wants to go for a walk, not that I'm pressuring him. See, this makes him feel significant. That's one of our 6 human needs. The 6 human needs are certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. And the last 2 tend to be more of spiritual type needs. And so he feels like he's important because he has the power to manipulate you because he's dangling the carrot that, well, if you don't do exactly what I want, then I'll never be with you and I'll just be, I don't know which girl I want. You are the one I live with. But at the end of the day, you're doing this to yourself. And at some point, you got to say, fuck this shit. This is bullshit. Life is too short. I deserve someone better. And you do. You deserve a good person in your life. But as long as you're hanging out with this pond scum here, you're never going to create a space for a good person to come into your life, for a good man to come into your life. She says, he tells me now that they lie naked in bed, but nothing ever happens. He is happy with oral sex from me. But lately, says they have started holding hands on walks and days out. It worries me since her affair, she is apparently really trying to be nicer to him, he says. Any advice is greatly appreciated. Get the fuck away from that piece of shit as fast as you can. Delete his number. Get a new phone. Move. Just get the fuck away from this guy, because he's using you and he's taking advantage of you. And you are enabling his behavior by tolerating this bullshit. You're completely giving your power away, and you know you're doing it. You admitted it numerous times in your email. And at the end of the day, what is the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Everybody deserves to have somebody who loves and cherishes them. But you're acting like a woman who believes she doesn't deserve that, and therefore you tolerate this kind of bullshit in your life. You definitely need to move on. I wrote an article called The Ultimate Online Dating Profile, so if you Google Corey Wayne, The Ultimate Online Dating Profile, you can pull that up and put that out there, what you want, what you're looking for. And the thing about online dating, there's so many guys that reach out to women that you'll have tons of responses and tons of replies, but at the end of the day, the only way you're going to change is this is like across the board, whether it's relationships or your career sucks, or you got a business you've always wanted to start, or you got weight that you wanted to lose, or you're not happy with your peer group or the lifestyle that you're living. People that need to make changes in their lives but they're not making them, it's because things don't suck bad enough, or they haven't hit rock bottom to the point where it's like when you hit rock bottom, you just get to the point where it's like, enough of this bullshit. I can't take this anymore, and I'm no longer going to live this way. Because at the end of the day, the amount of days you've been on this planet is getting longer, but the amount of days that you've got left is getting shorter. And the whole purpose of life is to find a way to be happy, to create the life and the lifestyle that you want. And as long as you keep screwing around with losers like this, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So have some self-respect and have some self-love. You're a child of God just like all the rest of us. So walk away from this bullshit and seek to create a life and lifestyle and have people and invite people into your life who appreciate you for you. You always look at what other people do, not what they say. Because talk is cheap, and there's a lot of bullshit artists in this world. That's one of the things that I learned my first time around when I really got to be successful in my late 20s and really started making a lot of money. It's like everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants to sit at your VIP table. Everybody wants to come to your big parties at your house. Everybody wants to come work for you and make a lot of money. But it's like when all that stuff goes away, when you decide to go do something else and they no longer can take from you, they're no longer their connections or the significance or the money or the business that they get from you. Once that goes away, they go away. You know, it's like what Oprah Winfrey said. She said, everybody wants to ride in your limo, but a true friend will take the bus with you when your limo has broken down. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking a session with yours truly. I do Skype and phone sessions, so if you're international, we'll talk through Skype. And I will talk to you soon.